Good afternoon. My name is HHarmon. I'm a student in the course EDL-9000 Educational Leadership Theories at Sanford College of Education and National University with Professor Dr. Patricia Talbert. And this is for an assignment due August 30th, 2026. It is a plan to strengthen organizational culture. This presentation outlines a 6-month process for strengthening the culture of Renaissance Collegiate Academy. It's a K through 6 classic education, college preparatory charter school in Columbia, South Carolina. The central goal is alignment. Our stated purpose must become visible in how adults make decisions, how students experience school, and how families engage with us. The plan begins with listening and diagnosis. It moves through collaborative clarification and implementation, and ends with measurement and continuous improvement. The goal is to ensure culture experience is the culture promise. For this first slide entitled Culture Analysis, Where We Are, Renaissance already has a compelling stated purpose. Its mission centers on historically underserved students and college and career preparation, while its vision describes an achievement-oriented culture with rigorous intellectual engagement and high expectations. The school also identifies 6 core values. The leadership challenge is not simply to create new words, it is to ensure that what we espouse is what employees and students actually experience. Shine and Shine explain that culture is revealed through shared assumptions and repeated organizational practices, not only through formal statements. What is the purpose that we will strengthen? It is already embedded in Renaissance founding documents. We will preserve the mission's emphasis on college career readiness, the vision's concept of academic rebirth, and the explicit commitment to equity. Our work will be to make the purpose memorable and actionable. Employees should be able to ask, does this decision challenge support scholars? Does it advance readiness? Does it close opportunity gaps? A compelling purpose becomes useful when it guides everyday choices rather than remaining only on a website or handbook. The process fits within our required 6-month window. Month 1 is diagnosis. Month 2 clarifies purpose. And month 3 converts values into observable behaviors. Month 4 launches the shared commitments and aligns systems. Month 5 emphasizes coaching and reinforcement. And month 6 measures progress and identifies the next improvement cycle. Employee voice is not a single event. It is built into every phase through surveys, through focus groups, through design teams, through feedback loops, and transparent reporting. The first 2 months, let me break it down, emphasize listening before prescribing. Staff will complete an anonymous culture survey, and we will conduct structured listening sessions. We will also examine whether policies and routines support the core 6 values or the 6 core values. A representative culture and purpose team will synthesize the findings and helps refine a concise shared purpose statement. This approach supports employee voice and psychological safety. Edmondson's work shows that people are more willing to contribute ideas and questions and concerns when the environment supports interpersonal risk-taking. In month 3, abstract values become concrete. For each value, staff will define observable adult behaviors. This matters because culture becomes stronger when people understand what values require in real situations. For example, a culture of respect should be evident in professional communication and restorative responses, while high expectations should combine rigorous work with appropriate support. Staff members will draft and test these commitments together so that the expectations are owned by the organization rather than merely announced by leadership. Months 4 and 5 move from design to implementation. The purpose and commitments will be launched through professional learning built around actual school scenarios. Systems must then reinforce the message. Hiring, onboarding, meetings, coaching, recognition, and evaluation should all reflect the same values. Leaders must model the culture consistently. We will also use brief pulse checks. And you said, we did updates so employees can see that their feedback produces action. This is essential for credibility and sustained buy-in. How will we measure culture change? It must be measured with multiple forms of evidence. We will compare the month 6 staff survey with baseline, looking at trust, looking at purpose, looking at clarity, looking at psychological safety, looking at collaboration, and looking at leadership consistency. We will also examine student and family perceptions and operational data and qualitative evidence. The key question is whether the gap between espoused values and enacted experience is narrowing. Improvement should be visible both in perception data and in recurring organizational practices. Sustaining culture requires leadership consistency. After the 6-month process ends, purpose must remain visible in decisions, in meetings, in professional learning, and in communication. Leaders must model the commitments and respond constructively to employee concerns. Data should be used for organizational learning rather than compliance alone. The long-term goal is coherence. The mission, values, leadership behavior, employee practice, and stakeholder experience, which is vital, should tell the same story. And last, and certainly not least, the references. These references guided the culture strengthening plan. Sheen and Sheen provide the framework for understanding culture as shared assumptions and enacted practices. Edmondson informs the emphasis on psychological safety and employee voice. Renaissance Collegiate Academy's executive summary provides the mission, the vision, equity commitments, and 6 core values that anchor the plan. This is a charter document that I prepared and wrote as founder and executive director of this particular public charter school. Thank you for your time.